Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
All right, Adam.
Hey, Jamie, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, what a crazy day.
Yeah, crazy day for me too.
Yes.
I'm healing up, trying to heal up.
What'd you do?
I just hurt my shoulder.
Doing?
That's all. I do jujitsu, and I had a bad roll.
Hurt yourself in jujitsu, eh?
That's right. Well, you know, what are you going to do? But I do have a great topic for today's podcast.
Is it why 55-year-olds should not be doing
50? Who now? Wait, plenty of us old guys in there, and I'm not 55. Jeez. Do I sound 55? Okay, never mind. Goodness gracious. Hello, Jeremy. No.
Adam.
Yeah. They're the two old guys talk SEO podcast.
All right.
In my day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in my day, we had to use Internet Explorer.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Actually, today's a topic that when I was planning out this podcast was, near the top of my list about things I should talk about. And weirdly, I haven't gotten to it. So today we're going to talk about heading structure, the heading structure of your website and how that affects the SEO of your site.
Okay.
Now, headings. What the heck are headings? So headings help users and especially Google read and understand the text that's on your site. So they act as a signpost for readers, and it makes it easier for a search engine to figure out what your page or what that specific page is about. So it shows Google, hey, this is important. This, for example, this is the most important thing on this page. The most important thing is an H1. It's a heading 1. And headings, of course, they're ranked from H1 down to H6 and then paragraph under there. But H1 is the most important, and then H6 is the least important. So when you are thinking about the way your page, especially your home page, is organized, you want to always have a headings 1 H1 on that page. And that's the most important sentence on that page. So, Jamie, knowing that, what do you think the most important sentence on your homepage should be if you're let's say, an electrician?
We do homes.
Almost. Almost. You want to have the word electrician, which is going to be your category in Google, right? You want to have the word electrician. You want to have your service area, so where you serve or where you're based, and then who you serve. So if you serve commercial properties or residential or both.
Oh, so I was right. We do homes.
But you want to say
electrical.
Yeah, that's true. But we want to use these words explicitly. Remember, we're talking to an algorithm, a computer program. So you want to make sure that you're not confusing Google at all. So we do homes. What do? Build them? I mean, just who knows? So we're an electrician, whatever. Martinez is top electrician serving, or top residential and commercial electrician. That's a fine one. You want to do that because you want to have Google's full attention on those three things: who you are, what you do, and who you serve, and where you're located, what you do, and then who you serve. So those three things are super important for that algorithm in order to categorize you. I know I always say, if you confuse Google, you're going to lose. So you want to make sure that you have that one heading tag, that one H1, and then anything under that supports that is an H2, and then an H3 under that supports that H2. You don't want to go from H1 to H3. That breaks that heading structure. And once again, it adds confusion. So you don't want to skip those heading levels. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be consistent.
Well, another benefit of doing this correctly is that people who are visually impaired, Google, this is a great way for you to speak to them, because those the readers for those people read the heading structure appropriately. So it'll start at the H1 and it'll go to the H2 and then it'll go under that. So if your heading structure is all jumbled, then it's going to mess that up as well. And this also connects to, guess what? Alexa, which is kind of next level stuff, right? So the next part of the internet is voice related. So we want to make sure that, when your website is done correctly, it has to speak to all these users. So number one, it's got to speak to Google. Number two, it's got to speak to humans. So by doing this correctly, you're hitting all those marks. You're not confusing Google. And so Google rewards you with that, with rankings.
Beautiful.
Right. And I know this is kind of a weird topic. And as a business owner, maybe you don't want to know you don't really understand this. We see this almost every time a client brings us in. They hired a web designer, and that web designer, they chose the heading structure, not on importance, but on font size. So they wanted the biggest font size for their services. And so they have a bunch of H1s. So we do home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance. And so when all of those have H1s on the page, you're asking Google to figure out which is the most important.
Yep.
Bad news, because you're never going to win.
Google does not like to be confused.
Yeah, it doesn't. And if you have 10 H1s on that one page, good luck. It's a nightmare. And I do place the blame a little on the designer, because they are only designing for the client, right? So that the site looks pretty. They're forgetting about the other audiences that they have to design for. And the client doesn't know this. So it's frustrating when we see this, and clients are always like, but whatever Barbara said she was doing, she said she does SEO too. Well, sorry, Barbara. She missed this part of her Neil Patel's course on how to be a web designer, and only cared about the size of the font. And then that obviously does a disservice to the client. And then somebody else, like our company, is going to have to go in and fix all of that. And of course, the client loses. That's bad. So
it definitely makes sense to share this podcast and Local SEO in 10 with every web designer as well. Then,
yeah, it is a small part of SEO. It's a small part, but it's so basic that I think a lot of web designers, they just pass over this part of their whatever in quotes training. I just also wanted to mention, we use an extension on Google Chrome and on Firefox that allows you to check any web page for their heading structure. And that one, it's called, it's called HeadingsMap. And so just search for that on Google, HeadingsMap extension. And then on either of those browsers, you can find it and install it. And then once it's installed, you can look at any page, especially your own page, and see your heading structure. And if you see a bunch of ones next to there, that's a big problem. If you see a big jumbled mess, then you want to take a screenshot of that, send it to your designer and say, hey, what's going on here? And if they don't have a good answer, then you got to start looking for somebody who can. And once you find somebody who understands this, and there are, most of us do, but it seems like a lot of designers don't. So it's just the way it goes.
You could take the opposite approach and say, hey, I installed this HeadingsMap extension and I'm showing a big jumbled mess. You need to talk to...
Yeah, they could give us a call.
All right.
Or listen to this podcast. In WordPress, this does take some coding to fix, and it does. That's the other reason it's a lot of designers don't like doing this, is because you do have to change the size of certain. If you're designing visual, and for structure, you have to do some coding basically to make that look good. And if you don't, then your client suffers it, or us as the business owner will suffer. But if you care about what you do, you want to be designing for Google and for humans. So if you do both of those, you can make a great site totally easy. It's totally doable. So why not do it? Google rewards you with all the good stuff, ranking, and then people eyeballs on your site. As opposed to your, what's that?
Which could turn into?
Business. This is all about getting business.
Making it rain.
Yeah, that's making it rain, especially out here in Northern Indiana. It doesn't rain out here anymore.
I listen to a lot of rap music. No one ever talks about SEO in there. Making money.
I don't listen to rap music anymore. Not so much.
Well, I see a rap in your future. I'll work on it for the next time.
No. I enjoy your Randy Macho Man Savage impersonations. Much better.
That's right. That's right, BG.
That's right. 55-year-old. I'm still smarting from that one. All right. That's all I got for today, Jamie.
That's a great topic. I'm definitely going to look up the headings map for my site and put someone to work.
Yep, you should.
All right. So if you know a business owner and you have a web designer, actually share this with your web designer. They will definitely appreciate it because they want to be useful to their clients. And if they need help with their SEO, definitely direct them to the site and then direct them back to Adam, the expert in SEO, and you will get more out of your website. Make sure to rank and review this site, and we will talk to you next week.
Woo! Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.